So in order to break things up a little bit, I'm going to start by adding in some discussions from Reddit. A lot of them are very eye-opening. But also, since I don't have every experience in the world, this allows me to bring in some other experiences. I will try to keep it mostly about adoption reunion, but may slip in things that aren't just like today's posts. But before I get into it, let me introduce myself. My name is Kat Davald, and I am a 49-year-old birth mom, and I've been in reunion for 5 years with my 33-year-old daughter. So the way I'm going to do this is I am going to read a Reddit post, and then I'm going to read some of the responses, and then lastly I'll tell you what I think about the whole thing myself. I'd love to hear your comments, so if you could put something down below and let me know what you think, that would be great. So without further ado, let me get started. Am I the asshole for ruining English Mother's Day for my former adoptive mother? My former adoptive mother was also my stepmother. She and my father forced the adoption on me against my will when I was 7 because she couldn't have children biologically and my mom was dead and they felt like she deserved the official mother title and a place on my birth certificate. I never wanted it and begged them not to, but was ignored. They even lied and said Dad was sick to push the judge's hand, because apparently with me saying no, they needed something that would make a judge think it would be in my best interest. So they pretended Dad was worried something would get worse, and the judge decided it was safer for me. I never forgave them. I went no contact 7 months ago when I turned 18. I asked my maternal grandmother to adult adopt me to erase the original adoption. My stepmother's English, and ever since I knew her, she celebrated both the UK's Mother's Day and our Mother's Day. Around midnight last night, I made a Facebook post thanking my grandma for adult adopting me and being a great mom to me. I don't even celebrate the UK's Mother's Day, but Dad's parents reminded me about it and said I should post something knowing she would see it. They weren't thinking of announcing the adoption thing, but that's what I did. I woke up an hour ago and she saw it thanks to my other family members being friends with both of us on Facebook. I was told by an aunt that they were really angry and saying that I'm the asshole because they had no idea I was no longer legally their kid. Am I the asshole? So I have a few responses here, and the first one says, for your stepmother to go as far as putting her own name on your birth certificate is an incredibly narcissistic move. They can adopt you without having to do that. It was only to own you. Furthermore, I am under the impression she forced you to call her mother, even against your will. That can be traumatizing as a child. I never called my stepfather Dad. That's about the child's comfort level with the adult, not the asshole. Response number 2. Not the asshole. I did get the tiniest vibe that you did do this with some intent to slight your stepmom. I also think that it's pretty justifiable considering the circumstances, so no, you are not the asshole. They're going to be okay. You have no obligation to explain yourself to anyone who doesn't support you on this. Regardless of whether your intentions were petty or innocent, it comes down to the fact that they actively dismissed your feelings and have no intention to take ownership for their mistakes. If your stepmom had any remorse whatsoever, her response to this would be, I understand why you do this, and we are sorry for causing you harm and respect your decision as an adult. Any other reply from her is a valid enough reason to not give even one single about how she feels. Everyone else in the family is going to be fine too. You don't have to discuss or argue this with anyone ever. All you have to say is, they'll be okay, and this drama is not up for further discussion. Then go and do your life the way you want to. I just saw that you did feel you were being slightly petty, mean, And I wanted to point out that even though it may be true, the fact that you even ever wonder about that shows a glaring difference between your emotional maturity and theirs. Are they asking themselves if they were assholes? A third response is not the asshole. I love all the people here going, but did they abuse you? Like, come on. OP's mother died. At 7, dad's new wife can't have kids, so they force an adoption and lied to a judge to get it granted, which, hello, is a criminal offense. That in itself is abuse. The real question is, did they ever receive counseling for all of this? Especially for the death of a parent. OP's dad is the asshole just because he put his new wife's feeling over his son's. At 18, now OP made a passive-aggressive post on Facebook. Oh well, shouldn't have forcefully adopted him. She's hurt? Oh, okay. OP wasn't hurt for the last few years. K, rant over. And the last response, not the asshole. They forced an adoption on you against your will. You never wanted your dad's wife to be your mom, and they're both delusional if they think they were acting in your best interest. So, I agree with everything that these responses said. My biggest takeaway was I can't believe that the father lied to the judge to get it forced upon a 7-year-old. Like, that 7-year-old still remembers its mother. You know, that's just horrible to lie about that. I would have gone no contact too. I don't blame the OP. I think that it was very justifiable to be that petty. Let them know you're not my parents, because I could only imagine down the road them coming back and saying, "Oh well, you haven't done this, that. You were your parents," and then you're gonna spring it on them. This way, they know from the get-go. You're not my parents. I'm done with you. Goodbye. You got what you deserved, basically. So clearly, I feel that the OP is not the asshole. Throughout all of the answers, I would say 95% of the people said the same. The other 5% did say, yes, they were the asshole, or everyone was the asshole, only because the OP had purposely made a post on Facebook and people thought that was petty or vindictive. But I agree with some of the people who say that they had every right to be petty. Her father and stepmother deserved nothing less, in my opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. See you next time. Bye-bye.